you mentioned the offensive line 5-6 minutes ago, and I think it's a good time to pivot there because we talk about there's only so much you can learn, and specifically for an offensive line, right? The pads aren't on. That matters most of all, I think, to them in any position group. But when you look at the lineup, and here was the lineup from left to right for the Patriots, starting offensive line. Chukwuma Okorafor, left tackle. Left guard was Sidney Sow. David Andrews was at center. Nick Leverett was at right guard. And then old pal Mike Onwenu at right tackle. What struck you most about that lineup?
Well, first of all, the most important one is Okorafor at left tackle because, I mean, I had heard way back in March that the Patriots considered him a potential starter at left tackle. Gerard Mayo said it at the NFL annual meeting, and now we're seeing it firsthand. And like, there's the only other option to play left tackle really on the roster is Caden Wallace, other than, you've got Vidarian Lowe in there, you've got Calvin Anderson, Tyrone Wheatley, but none of those guys worked out last year. So you have to try something new this season. So Okorafor was the obvious option, but we're seeing him out there at left tackle, despite the fact that he played 2 total snaps in 6 seasons with the Steelers. And he played like I forgot how many it was. I think it was like almost 4,000 at right tackle, and then some as a 6th offensive lineman at tight end. So like, this guy hasn't played left tackle since college. He played it his last 2 years at Western Michigan. And in talking to him after practice, I think he's just a fairly serious guy, but like, he was even sort of tempering expectations for himself playing left tackle, being like, yeah, it's going to take some time. Like, this is the first time I've actually had to go up against someone at left tackle in like 7 years or whatever it is. And he was saying like, I'm out there going up against Dietrich Weiss and I have to figure out all the body positioning and the footwork and the handwork and all that stuff because he's so used to playing one way. Now he has to shift another way. So he's even saying that it's going to take him some time to get back and comfortable at left tackle. But I mean, it can't take that long, like if he's going to be your week 1 starting left tackle and there's no one else really on the roster who you'd feel comfortable rolling out there. I don't know. I found his answers somewhat interesting. The second most interesting, I think, would be Sidney Sow at left guard. I think that we all expect Cole Strange to be at left guard when he's fully healthy. He's still coming off the knee injury. And I wonder, is Sidney Sow at left guard because they think that their next best guard has to start the season at left guard, or is Sidney Sow at left guard as a placeholder and they feel like their next best guard is Nick Leverett? That's what I kind of would like to know out of that situation.
It's a great question because this goes a little bit back to why I think they might have given Bailey Zappi a couple more reps again, because this OTAs are about knowing where to be and what to do, to steal a Simmonsism about people playing basketball. And so veterans are going to have the advantage in the practices about knowing where to be and what to do. Mm-hmm. And Nick Leverett fits that. Bailey Zappi fits that. So if they're trying to experiment and figure out if Sidney Sow can play left guard, which again, career college right guard, dabbled at right tackle last summer, was a disaster, and then goes back to right guard. Hey, who knows? Actually plays pretty well at his normal, regular position. I'm surprised that they moved him like that, but it goes to a point that you and I have talked about before. These players now, specifically, or especially the interior offensive linemen, are no longer guaranteed anything because they were drafted by Bill Belichick and or Matt Groh. Yeah. This is a new regime, right? They're drafting Layden Robinson in the 4th round, who's just outside of the top 100. He's going to make the roster. That's a right guard. So this might be, hey, Sidney Sow, you're an older player for a second-year guy. You need to sink or swim, and that's going to be at left guard because they know what they have in Nick Leverett. Aside from that, whether Cole Strange comes back or not, I think you need to resolve that position in a way that just hasn't been when he's been there. Part of it's been injury, right? Both seasons here in the NFL for him. He's coming back off of another one. It's just a lot of moving parts. I think that was my takeaway from the offensive line. They're going to cross-train guys. They're going to try them at new positions. Caden Wallace didn't start at left tackle until it was a 3rd team or 4th team offense, which, by the way, we should say Jalen Polk and Javon Baker, 1 catch each on 1 target, only played with those same offenses, 3rd and 4th team. So again, speaking to the veterans led the way, but when your veterans are Vidarian Lowe, Chukwuma Okorafor, Tyrone Wheatley Jr.,
I will make one quick correction. Sidney Sow primarily played left guard in college. Oh, okay. So this is kind of his natural position that he played in college would be left guard rather than right guard. So maybe that plays into it as well. But I actually forgot how old Sidy Sow is. Sidy Sow is going to turn 26 on June 8th, and he was a rookie last season. Chukwuma Okorafor is going to turn 27 in August, and he's been in the NFL since 2018. Like that's wild. First of all, it's wild that Okorafor came out of college so young as a guy who I don't know his full history playing
Small
in the
school
NFL. Well, he played at Western Michigan, but like I'm not sure in high school necessarily like when he started playing football, because he was born in Nigeria. He speaks with an accent, so he was probably later to the sport than most people. But like there is still that. My point here ultimately is that like there is still some upside with the Okorafor as well, where he's only 26. Yes, he's been playing right tackle for 6 seasons, but it's like it's not too late in his football life to make a switch to left tackle. And I'm just kind of curious to see how it goes for him.
Yeah, I'm scrolling back through Sidy Sow and wondering where that got in my head that he was playing right guard. And you know what it was? He had just played guard the last 5 years, and that's what I kept bemoaning when they put him at right tackle. It was just you're a career college guard, not left guard. I'm glad we got that cleaned up though, because we don't want to get anything wrong here ever. Granted that it will happen, and specifically when you watch a lot of the Patriots offense the last 2 years professionally.